This is a method of reasoning question, and we have to answer what the argument is based on. The conclusion is that the cost and prestige of commodities such as caviar will drop. The missing link is between the cost and prestige of commodities such as spices and tropical fruits dropping, and the conclusion that the cost and prestige of commodities such as caviar will also drop. Our broad expectation from the correct answer choice is that it is something on the lines of reasoning that what happened to the cost and prestige of commodities in the past will also happen to the cost and prestige of certain other commodities in the future. Answer choice A. This answer choice talks about a separate argument. However, there is only one argument in the passage, so this term cannot be established. Also, this answer choice has a reference to circular reasoning, which is the idea of proving a conclusion by assuming that it is true. The conclusion in this argument is that the cost and prestige of commodities such as caviar will drop. The passage does not assume this conclusion. Rather, the passage simply draws an analogy with the cost and prestige of commodities such as spices and tropical fruits dropping and the drop in the cost and prestige of other commodities. So the argument is actually based on parallelism or analogy rather than circular reasoning. So let's eliminate this answer choice. Answer choice B. This answer choice talks about an exception, which means that what took place earlier may not take place again. However, the argument mentions that the cost and prestige of commodities slipped earlier and the cost and prestige of other commodities will also drop in future. So the two events mentioned in the argument are in accordance with each other and there is no exception. So let's eliminate this answer choice. Answer choice C. A parallelism between a historical phenomenon and a future event. Yes, the passage talks about the historical phenomenon of the cost and prestige of commodities such as spices and tropical fruits dropping after a particular event, and it says that on similar lines the cost and prestige of other commodities such as caviar will also drop. So the author builds the argument on the basis of a parallelism between a historical phenomenon and a future event. A good answer choice. Let's keep this on hold. Answer choice D. This answer choice talks about commonly held beliefs and values, but the argument makes no suggestion on these lines. So this answer choice does not indicate what the argument is based on. Let's eliminate it. Answer choice E. This answer choice talks about a critique which indicates criticism, but the argument has no suggestion regarding any criticism. So this answer choice does not indicate what the argument is based on. Let's eliminate it. C is the correct answer choice.